I know what your favorite color is. Hi everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm reviewing Magic Square's MS-07 Space Shuttle, or Blastoff as I like to call him, and I think we all call him that, but anyway. The box is beautiful as always, and it contains the combiner parts on the bot. We will not be looking at the combiner parts this day. We will look at that in the combining video I will put up after I review their gun. So, beautiful box. Very beautiful box. You have some crying children there, some tech specs, some squeakiness, and this little beautiful silhouette that you always get with Magic Square toys. And that's it for the box. And you get this beautiful collector's card. And, well, it doesn't have any tech spec. Yeah, it does have tech spec, but no bio, but a lot of dust for some reason. I just took this out of the packaging. Anyway, yeah, beautiful illustration there with the wrong color on the front of the head there, but still. Now, I usually harp on these Magic Square instructions. This time, I didn't need them, so I don't know if they're good or not. So, I just transformed this guy and it went just nice and dandy. So, I'm sorry, I don't know if these are good this time, but as I can see you do things, a lot of things in each square, and I don't like that. But maybe this time it's better, and I missed it because I didn't need it. Yep. He comes with this little gun. I don't think it's painted at all. It's done in brown plastic. It looks good, and it's... well, it fits fairly good in his hand, and we'll get back to that later on. And, of course, here we have the bot himself. And he is a very nice-looking bot. I mean, except for this little pink piece here, which I would have liked for the eyes, of course. But, yeah, errors in the 80s have to stay constant in 2025, apparently. So, yeah. That. But the illustrations here, or the moldings, are very, very nice. Very nice indeed. These chest vents or plates, I don't really know what they are, but they are very good. Very sleek in detailing, but very nice nonetheless. If I have to find a gripe with the bot mode, it's the skirt pieces, because I think this just looks like he has tighty whities on, or in this case, grayies? Well, you know what I mean. This panel tends to pop off, but it sits in there fairly well. So, yeah. Legs are very sleek indeed. No real detailing, except for the knees there. You have some painted brown. Well, you have a lot of painted brown on him, but on the legs as well, you have these little fake pieces that you can just pull off if you want to, and some big feet here. You have the wings tabbed onto the sides, so they are not movable. You can see I put an insignia on there too, and you have some very brown and nicely sculptured back, no kibble whatsoever. And if you want this little, well, skirt piece, up and away, because this is kind of loose, you can tab it in there, but then you won't be able to rotate him, but you can still use the ab crunch a bit. So for articulation, we'll just have that down, shall we? And for articulation, the head goes all the way around, it looks all the way up, and I can even push it off the ball joint, apparently. But still, and he can do quizzical thinking. You have the arms go up to there, and then up to there, of course, so they can go, I have the power. No, that's another brand. You have a little bicep swivel here. And you do rotate these so much, I don't really know which side should be front. In my little book, these should be on the back. but then you only get 90 degree, above 90 degree. But you do have a hinge here as well. So you can fold them out. And if you want to, you can fold them outwards. But then you have these backsides on, well, invisible range. So maybe that is not that good. But you can get here all the range you need if you do some modifications here, like that. The hands tilt outwards, and you can splay the fingers out. The thumb is on ball peg and a pin, and the rest of the fingers are fairly similar. You don't have too many pins in them, but still. And they are straight, so you can either go type-right or pointy with them, and that is really nice that you have those options. A little note of warning. It took me some fiddling with him to realize this. The thumb has to be on the top, like this, when you transform him, so keep that in mind. I will mention that in my transforming video as well. He has a ratcheted waist. He has a very nice ab crunch there. And this piece locks the ab crunch in if you rotate it during transformation, so the arm for Bruticus isn't bent wrongly. You can use that joint if you want to, but that's not the way it's supposed to be used. So we're going to lock that in. I'm going to show you that later on. This time you don't really have any skirt pieces to deal with. So you have a hinge down here, so you can go all the way up here if you want to. He has a really nice range of kicking, and he kicks out the side. And you can, if you want to, you can fold that hinge down and hinge it out so it looks like that. Then you can get the motor master splits, but that's not the way you're supposed to do that. So, yeah. If you get the little butt plate out of the way, you can kick straight back as well, or almost straight back. You have a double jointed knee, which gives you the full bend. You have a thigh swivel. And you have a very nice foot tilt and a bit of a toe tilt, but that's not much. And you don't really need it because when you put him out to the side, he will stand like he's crying for dear life. But it does look good. He does look really, really, really good. So there you have him. He is, in my opinion, the best blast off we've ever gotten from any manufacturer at all. I didn't used to like blast off at all, so but this character actually, this bot, this rendition of him actually made me like him very much. Sometimes it's difficult to make him stand correctly, and that is because you have those hinges in here on different levels. So just be mindful of that. Now, he can hold his gun fairly nice. Not that sturdy, though. You have a little peg there, and it's going to go on the bottom of this hand. And when you got it in, you need to quickly push the fingers around it so it stays. And, I mean, it's not like he's going to drop it or anything, but still, it isn't the sturdiest of connections, but it does the job, and it works. It's actually sturdier than the combiner, I think. So the combiner holding a gun. I mean, so it is fairly well done. So really, really nice. And this one isn't as oily as the previous bots have been, and it just looks great in every mode as well. So I'm really happy about him. Well, we're going to do some comparisons here. And first of all, I'm going to bring in Fans Toys Combiner so we can see the difference in height. They are supposed to be the same height in Combiner, I think, but in the different bots, these are quite the bigger ones. So, yeah. And of course, they don't weigh the same, even though they are the same arm. I think it's the right one, yes. So I don't really know. But I like the heft of him. I really, really do. Now for the comparison I think you want to see, and that is with Oculamax's Blast Off. And I think they both have a strength and both have weaknesses. No, he doesn't have a weakness. Maybe that this brown looks like chocolate, and this brown looks more like yesterday's curry. But that's just if I have to nitpick on something at all, and I don't really want to because there is no need. The only thing you can see from transformation here is those little pegs, and here you have actually a lot of hinges and stuff like that all over him. But they are going for their own little size and their own gimmick with all-in-one, so they aren't really competing with each other. They are doing their different things, and I totally respect that. This is just more for me than that. So, yeah. We are going into combine mode first, because I think that's easier. And then we're going into space shuttle mode. So, by the power of YouTube, we will be right back with a fully transformed arm. And here we have Blast Off, or Space Shuttle, in arm mode. And I did fold these out because they look quite nice. So they don't really show the screws and stuff like that. And that's supposed to be there, of course, because this is inwards and that is outside. Now, you could argue that this would be a better top of the arm, but that is not how they want you to do things, so I'm staying with this configuration. And of course, you can use that combiner hinge, which we locked in during transformation. Now, this is kind of stiff, and since they are using a bit more fragile plastic than normal companies, I would recommend removing this and just untightening that screw a bit. I haven't tried yet because, yeah, but maybe you should, I don't know. Otherwise, the arm looks very nice, a very long arm. You can rotate the hand, you can splay to the outside so it can actually stand, yeah, like that. You see, looky, no hands. So he does actually stand by himself. You have ball-mounted finger with 2 hinges, so you can actually get really nice posing out of these fingers. And this is a very interesting hinge for a thumb, and I think it's one of the better I've seen, because it feels real for some reason, I don't really know. And you have that peg for their Spock right in there. And yeah, really good arm mode there. Now for comparison, here you have the arm mode for Ocular Max. And if you want to have the same configuration, you really can't, because the all-in-one gimmick hinders the hand from rotating that way. So they actually have this. Let's do that, shall we? But then we have to have it like that as well. Yeah. This is actually a bit taller than the Magic Square, bot-wise or arm-wise. If you add the hand, the Magic Square is longer. But otherwise, Ocular Max is actually a bit taller in the arm department. If we rotate them around so we can look at them, I think that this is a bit more clean, because these are loose. Oh, you can actually tab them in. I haven't done that. Anyway, you have a bit more kibble here and a bit more here, not too much though. And as you can see, this is a more hefty arm, even though this is a bit longer. And I was very happy with the articulation in the hand as is, since this is an all-in-one combiner. But when I actually look at it, it's just swirly grey plastic on the hand, and I don't really like swirly grey plastic. But I didn't see that or mind that before I made this comparison, so I don't know if it's actually important to me or not. But this is the arm mode for Space Shuttle. Very nice indeed. Okay, this is the correct configuration for the arm mode. Sorry. And here you have him in alt mode, and what a glorious alt mode it is. It is a bit of a chore sometimes getting where you want to, but that is only if you're doing it wrong, as I did, because this little tab in this side isn't in, and I didn't bother with it. So, but when you're done, it is solid as a brick. Nothing really does anything that it shouldn't. And you have a little landing gear with a wheel here, but these are just faux and won't roll, so it slides more than rolls. And you can, of course, angle the rockets however you want. I do like that. I would like to get these out a bit, the smaller ones, because it looks like they are inside for some reason. But it works. And the detailing is sublime if you like the cartoon accurate thing. So you have the 50 Shades of Brown here, and actually it kind of looks like 50. No, you have, it's very cartoon accurate, and I checked, and these lines here are actually from the cartoon, and I actually placed these accordingly to, yeah. So very, very accurate, bordering on accurate madness, but very shiny plastic, very nice looking paint here. Everything is just awesome, and it's like a brick. You can actually squeeze him however you want, and this little panel here is the one holding the fin for his back on, and sometimes it turns a bit because, yeah, I don't know, but it does. This is him from above. Very, very beautiful, very brown. Yeah, this is him from beneath. Very nice indeed. And you can see everything just tabs in, and it's exactly where it should be. This is him going away from you with all those beautiful little engine pieces. I would like to put some effects parts here because, well, that would look good. Yeah. And this is him coming towards you. Now, if you really like, you do have storage for the weapon. You fold this down and you reveal a little knob there, and that goes into this plate here. And now we can just like that. Yeah. So this is him in alt mode, and I do like this one. It looks so good. Well, we have come to that fated moment when the two are going to be compared, and here you have him, the Oculomux Shuttle. And you can see he is way smaller, and he looks like a spongy tool beside. So I don't really know. They are going for fairly the same thing. Different browns and stuff like that. Different greyish colors. I do like this better, though I see the reason why these went with these colors. Because it looks good when it's not supposed to be near something else. It does look like a chocolate roll or something like that. But both of them go for different aesthetics. These are super cartoon accurate. These are not. But that is not something wrong. I'm just saying that they are different. And something I like, that is when things are different. That tab is a bit difficult to squeeze together. But there you have them. The best two blast-offs we've ever gotten side by side like brothers in arms. And they do look good, both of them. Now for my conclusion. This is an outstanding bot. There are few flaws with him. Maybe sturdier plastic and a bit of die-cast would have helped, but at the same time it would have made him more brittle. So I'm just happy the way he is. The transformation is outstanding. The modes are outstanding. The paint, the engineering, everything is just top-notch here. I just don't like these. These look silly. But I understand why they did it, so I'm not too bothered with it. I struggle to find flaws with him, as I said earlier, and his masterpiece score is going to be 10. Full marks from me. He's a strong recommendation if you want him as a standalone bot or for combine mode. He is really awesome. If you can get a hold of him and you like Blast Off, get him. But I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.